Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
You're a damn terrorist. All right, just get the hell out of here. I got a goddamn thing.
You saw the lead-in, folks. Etep right back here with you, Masters of the Universe. Revolution showrunner Kevin Smith defends Revelations. Focus on Teela over He-Man.
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
We really went out of our way to honor what it was that people loved about Masters of the Universe. Kevin Smith at one point was on record as saying he was too old for Masters of the Universe when it was out. He was basically like a decade too old for the show, I believe it was, according to him. And, you know, that he wasn't a fan of it. But then he was the biggest fan. So, I don't know, folks. As somebody who did grow up with MOTU, I own the series, the DVD set of it, and I share it with my son. I have my original Masters of the Universe figures, Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain, the vehicles, Panther, Battle Cat. I've given those to my son. We've started to buy the new ones, the anniversary editions and such, and the Origins line. And they're great figures. It's a fun toy line. It was a fun cartoon. That being said, Revelations was god-awful. The only thing I can say is that it was a show.
Smell shame.
We covered this extensively. God, it's 3 years ago now, almost. But yeah, here we are again.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
With Revolutions getting ready to drop, of course, these articles are going to come out. This is from Bounding and Spencer Bakuli over there. Despite the absolutely massive rejection of the move among fans, Masters of the Universe, Revolutions showrunner Kevin Smith remains proud of his decision to focus the preceding Revelations series on Teela instead of He-Man, as according to him, the choice was not made out of malice, but rather as a way to honor what it was that people loved about the franchise's original outing.
Liar!
Yes, because as a kid, there was nothing more I wanted to see than Teela. Honestly, like, you guys, honestly, you know me as somebody who enjoys the refined palette of a well-developed female form. You go look at the one-on-one series, the ladies I interview. I just didn't feel that was right for Teela. That wasn't right for her. I don't mind a yoked female. I don't. I really don't. Because as somebody like who works out, I appreciate that. That is, dedication. But it just was not right for that character, nor was it right for Evelyn. Evelyn is a sorceress. I don't know why she needs to be built like He-Man or Skeletor or any of the other men on the show to show that she's an empowered, strong character. That doesn't make sense. Teela was always a badass. Evelyn was always a badass in their own respect. To make the empowerment synonymous with that type of physique, I mean, it's in one way, yes, but in another way, it's not right for those characters. So that is my objection to that aesthetic. And as far as the story goes, no, it was not Teela's story. It was Adam's story. It's He-Man's story, the Prince of Eternia, protector of the realm, He-Man, not Teela. I'm sorry, she's a side character. Bottom line, it's He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, not Teela and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. That's not the name of the show. They ruined the show by canceling it, and then, why don't we just do She-Ra, because the boys will still watch that. Some probably did. Not, the Hordak was the cool thing that came out of that. But let's get back into the article. I could talk about this all day.
I could do this all day.
You have the original voice actor for Skeletor, Alan Oppenheimer, come back. And play Mossman, and then you just kill him off. It doesn't make sense. And I'm not saying I wanted Oppenheimer to, at his age to bear the beast of burden of voicing Skeletor. Mark Hamill did a great job as Skeletor. I don't dislike his performance. I just don't like bringing back Alan Oppenheimer only to kill the character off that he's playing. I mean, it's not like Moss Man would have had a million lines anyway, side character, but I digress from the article again, folks. I'm sorry. I think I might like this franchise a little more than Kevin Smith. I don't know. The ever-tearful creative offered his defense of his previous dance with the franchise while speaking with SFX Magazine in promotion of Revolutions' upcoming January 25th premiere date. That's in 2 days, for those of you keeping score at home. Asked if he had any regrets over the previous series relegating He-Man to second fiddle behind Teela, Smith asserted, "I know there are people that went after Revelation for putting Teela first or whatever, but we didn't. Teela was as much part of the story as she's always been part of the story."
It means put a chick in the linguine and make her fucking gay! And I want it lame!
I thought it would be a cool aspect of storytelling to remove the center of our universe for a few episodes, then bring him back, he further explained to the publication. That wasn't me going, let's break this franchise by any stretch of the imagination. People who wanted to attack the show were like, they killed He-Man. But it wasn't as if Mattel or Netflix were saying, here, man, go kill a franchise for us. That's why we brought you here. Naturally, He-Man was always going to come back. Well, nobody said he wasn't going to come back, but the way he was treated was rather not befitting of the character who's the centerpiece of the story. And here's the scene where Skeletor killed him. And I had my issues with this. I really did. But overall, it's just Smith's handling of the criticism of the show. I mean, I think we know some other creators who handle any criticism as badly as Kevin Smith does. I'm a person who has enjoyed a franchise or two in his lifetime, and naturally I enjoy it when they respect things that have gone before, concluded the showrunner. We really went out of our way to honor what it was that people loved about MOTU. Everybody involved in this had skin in the game as to whether this would be a reinvention of the franchise or a spiritual continuation of the franchise. We were all in the latter camp. I want to go back and watch the original series and watch it all the way through again, and then go back and watch this. I just, when this came out, it was so far removed from what I'd seen before. And I'm like one season in maybe to the first one, and I don't really see any, you know what I mean? I don't really see much. Now, mind you, this has more of Revelations attempted to have more of an actual story than, there was an overarching story in the series, but the continuity, they played fast and loose with that, let's be honest. It was kind of episode to episode. Yet, though Smith claims that the decision to shift the series' focus away from its main character was done out of respect for its history, lore, and fans, his actions decidedly speak otherwise, and his actions show a distinct pattern of storytelling by subversion. Yeah, none of us are fans of having our expectations subverted in this manner after what happened to Star Wars in The Last Jedi, which I don't want to reopen that old war wound. For example, in addition to Teela taking center stage, Revelations not only saw Prince Adams choosing to protect Eternia by pretending to be dead while he recovered from his last battle with Skeletor, treated by his redhead love interest as purely selfish and emotionally abusive act, but also killed off Orko, per Smith's own words, for nothing more than shock value. And that was one thing, was I kind of liked seeing Orko, flourish a little bit more. And yeah, they just killed him off, which was really sad, because Orko's kind of a beloved character. I'm not gonna lie, and I know some people say he's annoying in the earlier show, but I get what they were going for with the character, and I appreciate it more now that I'm older, I think. And I still have my original Orko action figure, and we got the new one too, and those are all very nice looking figures. I'll have to show the MOTU collection on camera. Right now, I am contemplating the purchase of Point Dread and the Talon Fighter, which I had the original, and the new one is absolutely gorgeous. The box art is great. And I have on my wall of card backs, there's a lot of MOTU card backs, both new and originals over there. Suffice to say, these don't seem like the acts of someone who genuinely cares about the franchise and its fans, but rather someone more focused on cheaply establishing themselves within the annals of a franchise's history by subverting expectations than making an actual effort to endear themselves to the history with a genuinely good piece of work. However, in the interest of fairness, it should be noted there is a genuine possibility that Smith truly believes his work on Revelations was done out of love and respect for the franchise.
Bullshit. It's all bullshit.
After all, as evidenced by the fact he praised The Flash's ghoulish CGI reviving of Christopher Reeve and George Reeves' respective versions of Superman, it didn't feel like an insult, he told Rolling Stone. That felt like an homage. It's not out of the question that after years of mindlessly cheering on every poor production decision made by numerous film studios and comic book publishers, he actually thinks that simply doing something new with a character is the utmost sign of respect, logic, and lore be damned. I don't disagree with Spencer's sentiment there one bit. Smith is just a consumer that wants to be involved in things from all signs that I see. So the new Masters of the Universe Revolutions premieres in 2 days on Netflix, and I don't want to watch this. I have the service. I might give it one episode to see how it goes, because I know how the last season ended. I'm not going to go back and rewatch that or anything. But no, I will give one episode a shot just to see if Kevin Smith truly, wants to pay respect to the lore, or if it's just more of the same, subverting the expectations for shock value, which is pretty much why I think most of the artistic and story arc choices were made the way they were in the first series, Revelations. But what do you think? Do you think Kevin Smith is truly a fan of this franchise, or do you think he's just trying to get his name etched in the history of another IP? Let me know in the comments. If you're not subscribed, do the things right now. Consider joining as a channel member. Tales from the Crypt commentaries, early access to reviews, which we have another one coming up in the hopper. So if you want early access to that, join as a channel member. $2.99, $4.99. The choice is yours. All the perks are listed. I'm Etep from the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of you. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I will catch you on the next one.